Yo! Welcome to the Settlers Series, Week 1, the fourth game. We're in for a huge matchup, but before we get into that, I am joined by TSS team member, organizer, and Catan player, Donnie. How are you doing today, Donnie? Yeah, feeling great about this matchup. So we have quite the group of people. What do you think about these guys? What's your experience with them?
Play IRL, but it's actually like this is second online tournament. His first was in CPI 4, which Dav you yourself won. I don't think SGG didn't do too well in that, but it was also like his first time really playing on like these VCs online, and it's a different environment. But I think he kind of like came out with that with better understanding of the meta, and I'm sure his skills would be more reflective of his IRL experiences now. Um, and then Sarp was actually the TSL winner, so that's how he qualified, and he's just been doing amazing in multiple leagues as well. And then we got Swimmy, who won PL won PCL, sorry, last
Yeah.
season. So he's in PL now. Um, so pretty impressive there. And then we got Aja, who went 6 out of 7 in PL the season before this one, so like 2 seasons ago. So I think that's the current record in PL. So yeah, we got a bunch of amazing players with a lot of strong accolades.
Yep. Absolutely. And yeah, like you mentioned, SGG fresh off his online debut, coming in for a second event. Um, and I think it was quite interesting because obviously he's so accomplished in real life, Catan, and he came over here and he had a couple of funny games. He
Hmm.
played with a lot of different characters for the first time. And
Yeah.
I got the feeling that he was a little bit disappointed with his performance, even though he did come close to playoffs in the end. And
Hmm.
I have the impression that he's going to be very, very driven to get a good game in here. So
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think he even said that when he was joining. He's like, I want to play more of these online high level tournaments, and really get some good games in. Yeah, so
yeah,
really looking forward to seeing that.
yeah, and of course, a competitor at heart in the end, which most Catan people end up being. It's
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think, again, there's going to be new people here that SGG has not yet had the chance to play. Certainly Swimmy, and I don't remember if he played against Aja or Saab, but I don't believe he played
yeah.
both.
Likely not. I don't. Yeah, I think these are all like new experience, like new experienced players that he's going to be playing. So
Yeah.
it'll be good.
And we do have a board, Donny.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. All
Oh,
right.
wow.
So we actually have SGG going first. So let's see. Low brickboard. It's the first thing that stands out to me.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. Yeah, and obviously we have this big six ore on the top right. I
yeah.
think I think we're going to see a lot of port action this game. Looking at the 6-11-4 at the bottom, huge potential
Hmm.
to use the sheep and the wood ports. Um, and
Yeah.
while there are two other 2-for-1 ports on the 8-5-10, you're not going to be using much brick, and the wheat
Yeah. SGG just
is
goes straight up on the six nine
straight up takes
three.
it.
That yeah, definitely a good move. That six ore is gonna be basically unshared for some time, right? It'll be pretty valuable for his
Yeah,
team. So
no surprises
yeah,
there.
no surprises there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Second has a little bit more of a um has a little bit more options, right? Some
yeah.
creativity you could do here.
Yeah, and looking at what I think is probably the best available option now, it's either the 6.411 or the 9.510. Um, I think that 9.510 has a lot of powerful outs. Obviously, wood and ore is looking at this 9.10.2 might be one of the safer routes. 8.5.10 exists, 10.11.3, 9.10.2 onto 6.2 is absolutely broken. With coordinated 9s, 10s, good 3-1 port, loads of ore. That's the kind of setup that really starts to hurt SGG on the board. Wow.
Mhm.
And Saab actually takes 8.3.10 here. Very
Eight three
interesting
ten.
pick.
That's very interesting. I
Yeah.
was actually kind of looking at like as a consideration either eight three
Mm.
ten or 8.5.10. I think it's viable. Just to capture the other decent ore spot left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you likely get a sheep weed out on the way back, so you're able to get all five resources this way. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so it's pretty interesting to see that in this position, 9.5.10, 6.4.11 kind of deliver similarly. I think just the big difference is obviously you're not starting with the brick. So taking that 9.5.10, having much higher brick production, it's going to be
Yeah,
nice.
I think I would prefer the 9.5.10. The
Yeah.
utility of the 6.4.11 is you get the two ports, but I think you can't sacrifice that extra like 2 pips of brick production because
Yeah, and,
it's
and
gonna
it,
be
it slows your
down.
game down a lot.
Yeah,
To not start with that brick on the 11 and then have to make that brick when the person on the 9 probably will have the other 9 and make a road every time.
exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but an interesting out here for the 6.4.11 is something like the 10.5.2 to the 5.8. Obviously, you can always take 9.10.2 to 6.2, but just looking at the wood port is an interesting way to cash in on that production that's available.
Yeah. 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 Fourth has an interesting amount of choices here actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are placing pretty quick by the way
Yeah,
for a CSS game. Yeah.
sure.
I'm a little bit surprised, but I guess if you look at the board and you have a decision, why wait, right?
Yeah, I think Saab definitely has the most interesting find here. That 3.8.10. It will get the 3-4 expansion almost certainly, which is quite
Yeah,
nice. I just yeah, I wonder what he's looking to pair this with. Um, that Brickport won't be doing much.
no, it won't. But I think it's a nice like on a tight brick board. I think having two road settles for yourself secured like by the desert is pretty good, pretty nice.
Dundee says 6.4.11 is so good with 3.8.10. Are we confident that 6.4.11 is open? I think yeah, 6.5.11 is probably more likely for Saab.
Yeah, that's true.
6.4.11 would be 6.4.11 with 10.3.8 is absolutely insane, but I think that's kind of the point of uh, you kind of have to take that into account. I think when you have the advantage in terms of placement order to deny the 10.3.8 that out. Too good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So there may be some dealing going on here. It is Arja involved in Swimmy. I'm gonna. Oh, I completely unmuted. All right. There isn't much talking going on here actually. We are fine. Swimmy's just taking his time to think about it. I think 9.10.2
Yeah,
should
I
come
mean,
through.
there's a lot of interesting options here, right? I think
Yeah.
you do probably try to play something with the 6.4.11, but
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, and Robin makes an interesting point. We talked about something like this in a game yesterday on stream as well. I don't know if it was a TSS game or something else I was playing, but the idea that while it looks less safe or less conventional to take um, something like the 9.10.2 early, this is a,
Oh
this is a
wow.
position where you're guaranteed to get either the 9.5.10 or the 6.4.11, which is very strong with the 9.10.2.
Yeah,
Um,
so it actually looks like Swimmy decided to play a Orwe sheep setup
yeah.
here, going on the 910 to
Oh
10
wow.
4. It's very interesting leaving the 6.4.11 open. However,
Yeah.
that's not a spot that Audra could really take, right? So like that really helps Sarp's game a lot in my opinion.
Well, I think they're chatting about it. So
Yeah.
I'll
Simi,
let
Simi, and
yeah, definitely makes
Sarkistan.
things interesting.
But yeah, that actually proves Angry Robin's point a lot more, right? That Audra should have probably went for a more unconventional 910 2 here, lock up all the ore,
Hmm.
and then worry about the the rest of the other three resources on the way back, which you're kind of guaranteed to at least get two, if not all three.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sumi has an excellent setup here, I think now, and
Yeah.
big question is, can Aja afford to take 6-4-11 here with?
It's like really annoying.
Yeah, it's pretty problematic.
I
Yeah,
mean, he
I mean,
could
if you want
try, but
or
it's gonna be a
6-2.
very
Why
difficult
If you
game.
want,
Why did
I guess
why
it's an okay game if you somehow make it to the sheep part quick enough, but man, you're gonna have to trade a lot, which Aja is really good at, by the way. So like,
he
if
is.
there's a player I could see succeeding at a 6-4-11 setup, Aja would be one of the best for that.
Yep. Not unfathomable to me that he could try it.
Right. Yeah.
But let's listen in. I think there is some discussion going on.
you play a road game. But I don't know how fun that is.
I don't have space for road. It will be a lot.
And do you want to tune
Yeah,
in,
you
Donny?
don't.
It's so bad.
I can give you ore for brick. I think we can make good deals.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Uriah is saying 6-2 to 5-2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a bad option.
Yeah. Okay, he went for a 6-11
I think I have to
3.
do this.
Wow. Wow. SGG with 6-5-12 here. Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So.
I think it's 6-5-12, right? And then I lose. I can't. You're gonna beat me with a road either way.
You're gonna beat me with a road
So
either
we built to
way.
a 12-11.
So we built
What
a
else can we
12-11.
do?
What else can we do?
I'm hearing this double still. How?
Yeah, I want both of those spots. So yeah.
Dev, is everything okay?
Yeah, but I'm confused because I also muted. I also muted you. I muted the tab that I'm hearing your audio from. Okay, sorry, I'm in the wrong tab here. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, so I think SGG is just gonna go 6-5-12 here. Probably point down. Don't think there's really other
Go to the-
options for him. Yeah, I mean, he could try 4-5-11, but then he kind of gets stuck.
Hmm.
As well, so like that is like important for me.
Is there any? But I actually don't know
Okay.
how I can hear you, by the way, still, Donny.
Anything else makes sense? Not really.
But
All right,
you
good
can
luck,
hear
everyone.
me, right?
I've muted your audio source.
See?
Oh wow.
The 12 will be huge.
Anyone want?
Wow. That's a good way to start the game for SGG, getting that
That's good.
single roll. Not that he needs the sheep,
No,
so it's nice to get that type of roll.
100%. See if I have you. Oh no, I'm completely baffled by this. The fact that I have deafened you and I can still hear you. Very strange.
It's stream magic.
Yeah, looks like it.
All right, 7 as the second roll of the game. Nice.
Can you speak?
Yeah. Wait, I'm speaking now. Can you hear me?
Yes, what the hell? Okay, never mind. I don't know what to do about it. It's fine.
Are you hearing double from me, or what's the issue?
I hear you from a tab that I shouldn't be able to hear you from.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I've muted the tab that I'm hearing your audio from, and I still.
Yeah, it says that you muted me.
Yeah, but I shouldn't be able to hear Donnie at all. Anyway, sorry, I clicked the wrong time. I literally muted you. Okay. Just make sure when we go to the voice chat, then I don't know. I don't know. I need to make sure I don't hear you. Chat. All right. We'll we'll figure it out. Okay.
All right.
Archer actually going for the 9-12 first. Pretty interesting. I guess he doesn't feel that his 4-5-11 is contested. He's probably right.
He's probably right about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And we do have the first block of the game as well, landing on the 9 wood, which is quite interesting. And the big thing I'm seeing here about Sarp setup obviously has 3 of the 3 of the 4 2-for-1 ports that can even really be played this game feasibly, which is quite a lot of flexibility and incredible mono potential too.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he has like an undisturbed like bottom of the board, he has pretty sick ratios overall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's definitely the favorite right now. Just looking at the placements, I think
Yeah.
Aja has pretty good potential. He has 2 very obvious spots and like a nice road network that you could build out.
Yeah.
So
He's going to have good production with great sheep and wheat and quite a lot of, and that 9 will become a free card eventually. So
yeah,
it's not a
so
bad
I
position.
do also like Aja's setup. I think SGG and Swimmy are both like pretty Orby sheep right now.
Yeah.
Which is a toss up, right? It kind of comes down to like what kind of depths you get and stuff like that.
Yeah, Swimmy being slow to get the 6-2 will hurt him a lot though, because this 10 is such an excellent block for half the table. And the
Yeah,
2
and I think
won't do
Swimmy
anything.
also took the first rob of the game and now just took
Yeah.
another rob. I think
Yeah, he
people are
started with 2 or.
yeah, people are fishing for the 2 or that he started with, which is, understandable. Like that's
Yeah,
just what's gonna
yeah.
happen.
I mean, as Arja, you're always going to go for no steal. Oh, what a 12.
Yeah. More
Incredible.
12s rolling. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and Arja is already starting to pop off with production here. Very nice.
Right.
Yeah, one thing, I mentioned before the significance of this 8-5 on the coast, just being such a big production spot. And the only reason that I didn't think it would come into play is because 9-10-2 to 6-2 defends it. But now I realize that with Sarp having access to Woodport, 8-5 is an amazing out. It's like absolutely insane, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think
crazy.
again, like him not having any contests on like those entire part of the board, like all the way from like the 5-2 down to like the 11, right?
Mhm.
Because it's really nice.
He has such a clean road game, and every
Yeah.
single expansion makes him stronger exponentially, actually, because
Yeah.
every single setup, like to get on the, because I think the first 2 settlements probably should be the 3-4 and the 11. I think.
Yeah, 3-4-11, and then you could either do it 1 road out to the 8, or if you feel like you have the time, then do the 2 roads out to the 8-5.
Yeah, and the power of that is that then, I mean, if you did just do the efficient way, you create a free card on the 8 and the 3 and the 11, and you have a doubled wheat roll, and you didn't even build a city.
Right,
It's like ridiculous.
and your city just kind of comes naturally once that happens, right?
Yeah, and then the first city happens, and you can then go Sheepport, or you can go 8-5. I mean, it's just completely broken. So, yeah, they have to be really careful with Sarp getting settles, because he just picks up more and more steam.
Yeah, and right now he I don't think he's been robbed from yet. It's been all on Swimmy. So Sarp is having a pretty good start, even though he hasn't really done much. But just look at the setup alone. Really nice.
Yeah, let me actually. Let's actually do a gamba for this.
Nice.
Who will win the 4th matchup?
And what
Both
kind of
matchups,
scoreline? What kind of scoreline will it be? That's what people are more interested in, because I know the previous 3 games have all been landslides essentially. I think there were games where people ended on like 4 points.
Yeah, Stevie, poor Stevie.
Yeah, which is not something you typically see from a tournament like this, but it could always happen. You never know. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens this game. By the way, Sarp made a very interesting decision. That he decided to build a road out to the 4 first.
Oh.
Instead of what we were saying. Yeah.
That is very interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, to me that smells like, this is still quite a powerful flexibility to have early, is doubling this suite and still having the six be half of a card. Um,
Yeah.
it probably doesn't create the most optimal five settle setup, but I think it does lend to a good game. It's just, I mean, this is
Yeah.
the things you can't really, you could justify every single road settle, which is very, very uncommon. Firstly, that you even have
Yeah,
four, and
exactly.
secondly,
I
that all
think
four are actually good.
yeah, I think it wouldn't be my first choice. I think
Yeah,
I would likely go for like 4-3 or something, starting off. But again, like as you were saying, like he just has such a flexible setup that like you can't
yeah,
really say any of them is wrong, and like it all just depends, right? Like if the six high rolls,
yeah.
and maybe that decision ends up becoming more optimal for him than than 4-3.
Yeah, and in some ways, you do kind of cover your losses like this. I think, you know, the crux of the all wheat sheep game here is SGG and Swimmy getting on the six. And if you're investing in that six, at least being decent for you, and it's never going to get blocked because there's three people on that six, right? And one of
Right.
them is an
Right.
exclusively all wheat sheep player. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you have good chances of having access to that six a lot, and I think you have a good chance of targeting the other six and then sitting 6-4-11 basically, and that
Yeah.
could work.
Yeah. I think it's actually a pretty good play because like everyone's gonna make stuff on the six. You might as well try to make the six an even better role for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, so bit of risk management, I suppose, in this case from
Yeah.
SAP. And again, like 3-4, I think offers a lot, but you never know when you get stuck, and you never know when 10-6 is rolling a roll, and that sheet port can do business.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
and
think
also
it's also yeah also like getting more wheat never hurts. Although you get that for 3-4 as well, but I guess yeah like that would be the reason to choose it over the wood port.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious what these guys are talking about. It's pretty critical in the early game. I'm inclined to listen in if you'd like to join me.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't really need a brick.
Yeah, I figured.
Hmm.
Whoa! Holy moly!
Killing City just like that.
Would you like to give me a brick if
yeah.
I
So
roll a
that was a
7?
really big city
Yeah.
from Sark there.
Yeah,
Um,
that I just tracked back, and this happened because he stole an ore from Swimmy in the first row.
yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference, and yeah, I almost feel bad for Swimmy here. Starting off on 2 ore, and I think he got both of them stolen.
Yeah,
If
I think so.
I'm tracking correctly, yeah, that that definitely hurts, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
And then
But
now, and I guess what now his 10 ore is gonna be constantly blocked by the other two
yeah,
players. So he's essentially playing a wood sheep wheat setup. Yeah, definitely a very tough game for Swimmy.
well, the devil's advocate in me tells me that's probably the price you need to pay for not taking 6-4-11. I mean, there is a risk with this setup, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
You start with the best cards as fourth. It's like that's not unheard of. That you're gonna get robbed a couple times.
Yeah, exactly. It's an inherent risk that you take.
Yeah, so I think 6-4-11 would probably have been maybe a little safer, and also definitely reduce Sarp's strength on the board. It doesn't mean that Swimmy won't get a good position out of it, but he's definitely going to have to work a little harder, especially with Sarp having such a good position here.
Yeah. Yeah, my initial idea for fourth was actually doing 9, 10, 2, 6, 4, 11, and then starting off with the brick, like the 6, 4, 11
Yeah.
resources. I don't think you
Yeah.
get robbed as much and you move a little quicker, but
Yeah, I think
with
so.
with this setup, the hard part is it takes you a little bit to get to 6-2, even if you don't get robbed. And then if you get robbed, then it's even tougher because then your city and devs get delayed. Yeah. It's an inherent risk. I mean, if no sevens roll and like a 10 rolls at the beginning, then he's just leading. So
Okay, and Swimmy's just actually traded in for a brick.
he
Yeah, that's
probably
fine, I'll
needs
do
that.
that.
Yeah, that's worth it.
So
It looks like he's just done a deal with SARP. I think that there may be a non-block or non-steal deal in there, top of the 1-for-1. Do it one
Okay.
for one. Wow.
There
Okay,
we
so
go.
6-2 is live, just as we were talking about it.
Yeah,
Big
6-2
first
is live.
GG2.
it's a good one.
And
I
that's
knew I
actually
needed
very
someone else
important
to
for
be on it
Swimmy
too.
because he needs to
Otherwise,
produce something on the 6. Like being the only player in the whole game to not get anything on every 6 roll.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a bummer. So he needed to get there.
Okay, and SARP actually settles. Solid 4 points.
Yeah,
With
Sarp,
a doubled wheat, double
again, like
over.
as we predicted, Sarp is kind of just running away, but that's just
Yeah.
how this setup usually goes.
Yeah,
Regardless,
this
yeah,
setup
it
does
doesn't
everything.
even matter the order that he does things, right? Like
Yeah, it doesn't.
he could settle, and then city. He could city first. He could pick, 4-3.
I mean, this
4.
setup with 5 settles, like if you do them right, is better than most setups with a city. Like it,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
so
exactly.
damn flexible, and
It's so
every roll
amazing.
is spendable basically.
So now, I want to see how the other 3 players could work together to try to, slow down the snowball a little bit, so the game doesn't end 10-5, 4-4.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think definitely SGG is in the toughest position here, actually.
Yeah, I think SGG has quite, like it's quite evident that he's fallen behind. Same for Swimmy, actually. Even with the 6-2, I would say he's fallen behind.
Yep.
So yeah, the two of them, the ASL is really hard, right? Because they kind of make the same resources and lack the same things. So like you really do have to do a 3-way work together along with Aja
Yeah.
to kind of climb back up. But I think like out of all of that, Aja probably gains the most. So
Yeah. Well, sixes are still generally good for SGG and Swimmy, I suppose.
yeah, generally, I think if Sarp gets a city on the 6-4-11, then I wouldn't say so. But
Yeah.
that's what they're gonna prevent now.
Oh wow, and his Winter's in the chat.
Oh,
Legend.
Winter's in the chat.
Wow, good to see
Amazing.
you. New platform. You saw it a while ago before it looked this good. And it was a little bit uglier, and you said something about how you didn't like how it looked. And now it looked good. Good to have you, Winters. Exciting game going on here.
Yeah, glad to see you back, Winters. Yeah, for those watching, yeah, that don't really know him, he's a pretty legendary player that I think left probably like around a year ago. Came
Yeah.
back. No, yeah.
And
so-
German. Gute Deutsche.
Yeah, and German. Yeah.
Yes.
I always called Winters the German Rayman. He kind of gives off like a summer vibe, right?
Yeah, a little bit. But
Yeah.
Winters is a fantastic Catan player.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at the game here, I think SGG has lost a lot of his advantage for now sharing
Yeah.
the 6-0.
Yeah, SGG is kind of in a hard spot here, I would say. Because yeah, especially once Aja also gets down on the 5-4, like he doesn't even have advantage on lead. You don't have advantage on ore anymore. Really, your only leverage is just having a ton of sheep, which the only person that would probably want it is Sarp because he has a sheep port. So maybe Sarp was genius here,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
well, it seems with the placements, this was definitely genius.
yeah.
Right, I just want to get a trade. I'm curious to tune in.
Wait, I owe it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, for the settle.
Just offer 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Well,
I
no,
think
no,
for
no.
one
Two
should
the
be
other way.
I mean, what else do you have in hand? Like, no. Right, like this, right? Good. Mm,
Yeah, Aja with the creative traits.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't understand what this is doing for Swimmy.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either, actually.
This might be
Anybody
a
want
card that he
brick?
owes. He may have actually. I think when he got the trade from Aja,
Yeah.
I imagine Aja negotiated something.
But I don't really have many cards.
He needed a brick to settle 6-2. Must be a future, probably a
Oh.
future. Was that a wheat? Future wood. Ah, okay, makes sense.
Are you trying to go for 9-11?
I have the 9-11 in hand.
Oh, for 11.
Okay.
Oh,
I think
he's going for 9 for 11.
Yeah, that is quite interesting.
I guess the coordinated roads is helpful. Yeah.
Wow, huge. That's really big for Aja. So coordinated nines. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm not sure how I feel about dropping that extra road and kind of making your 5 a little weaker. I guess it's nicer. I guess you are already invested in the nines.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it either, but
It's
I would
SGG
say
there,
that
but
he's setting himself up for a road game with this type of play, which is probably good because you do need someone to compete road here against Sarp, which has to be Aja because the other two players only have brick.
this is
And
looking
no-
very bad for SGG, by the way. He just got robbed on his only wheat.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure why. Oh, did Aja have no cards? Wait, why was
Aja has
SGG?
cards.
Why was
Yeah, I
SGG?
do not know. It might have been a
I don't-
non-steal, knowing Aja again.
Oh, it was probably part of the deal. Okay.
I
Wow.
can imagine Aja saying, "Oh, and a non-steal."
Yeah, I would almost guarantee that has to be the case here because
Yeah.
there's really no reason why you would route SGG in this position.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, I think the move for Aja here is actually probably try to race Sarp to the 4-3. Because then if you secure that spot, I would say Aja might be in a better position than Sarp.
Yeah, well, I don't know about better, but I think it definitely shuts down the easy road game for Sarp. I mean, it makes it so much less efficient.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I actually like in hindsight, I do actually kind of like the 4-9-11 here. Like if you have it, it's probably worth it because you do need to compete for road.
Yeah, I think it's good, and it is more production. Like even if you do get sold on the 9 brick, you still make some wood.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you kind of expect to at least contest for road here, so it makes sense. You're gonna want those points.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah,
So-
you don't want to give Sarp road for free.
Next up, honestly, for Aja, he's just got traded another wood. Wow, city for Swimmy. Aja really does need a city, and I'm wondering if he got an ore from Swimmy at the beginning of the game. That obviously could be similar to how Sarp held it, and decided not to pop. Aja could be doing the same, going for a 9-5-10 city maybe.
Yeah, I think so. He could be thinking about that as well. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's the move for SGG now going forward from here.
It's tough.
It's such a tough game for him.
He has very little advantage, and this is what I think the 6-3-9 in the vacuum is not bad, but then considering the outs, I think it's a little bit more difficult. I wonder even, I mean, getting fed a plow on Aja doesn't make much sense when you also have the 6 ore, but I don't know how else you could have done this once it's already happened like that.
Yeah, because I do think that 6-3-9 is the first.
Oh, you know what? Actually, there is an argument to be made for literally taking 9-12. Right, on the coast, the
There is a
coordinated
very
nines.
strong argument for
Because
that.
4-9-11 is open, 6-5-12 is open. I mean, there is a world where you get one of those two expansions. It's not terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be like one of those setups that like if you stare at it like very very long and try to think like very outside the box, you'll eventually arrive to it. Yeah, I think yeah, getting brick is probably very important for him. So yeah, probably 9-12. Try to go backwards into the 4-9-11. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
definitely tough. Yeah.
it is tough because you're just playing raw always sheep with a pretty bad 3-for-1 port. Like the
Yeah.
port itself will be useful. It's nice to 3-1 sheep, but doubling the 3 is not great for your first settle. It's quite a difficult settle to get. The second one is better. I mean, if doubling the 6 ore is very strong, getting into the 8 wheat with a road builder wouldn't be bad. But he's gonna need to buy a lot of devs, and SGG needs a city too.
Hmm.
Or
Yes, but
Oh
I mean, I think
wow.
it's better for me to do this.
Very nice for Saab.
Okay. That's very nicely done from Sark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good timing. Arja can now block the 10.
Wow. He has no choice at this point, right?
Yeah, and I think you need to. There's now, even because Swimmy has 8-4-10 city, you do need to do that.
Yeah.
I'm tuning in briefly every now and then to see if they're talking, but for the most part, it's actually not too active yet. SGG is funny because SGG is quite a vocal player, but he's in such a bad position here. I don't think he's got too much to engage with yet.
There's not that much to talk about in SGT's position here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know where you would start. I think the only hope you have is just keep pulling devs and hope you get like all the VPs. And that's probably like get 3 knights, get like 5 VPs. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so hard. Like he can't really build much from here. His production is half of everyone else's at this point. Like
Yeah.
you know, Aja's already making a play for Rhodes. He has like everyone has a game plan going. You know.
Yeah, look, SGG at this point, effectively his game plan, and luckily for him, Arja did not double the 5 wheat, and no one else is on the 5 wood. So actually, SGG can honestly roll 5s and 6s for the rest of the game and definitely still win. He is better on 6s, he is better on 5s, in my opinion. So
Yeah, he still has like
yeah.
he still has some numbers that he's dominating on like ever so slightly. So it's not impossible. But
Yeah, I think you need to imagine the only way that he could maybe get into this, I think, is a 6-9-3 city, and then if 6s roll a lot, it's like, okay, that would start to look good. I think that then you start to have a lot of cards. And a big advantage. That's all he can really hope for, I think, is get the settle down in city, because then you're gonna be making so much sheep and ore, and even the wood will be quite nice to port off.
Mhm.
Also, Saab getting punished for not taking 3-4. Pretty interesting. I think the wood port is very good for his game, but it also wasn't being threatened.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think at that injunction I would have gone for 3-4 just because you need that for your road game. Like
Yeah, it seems like it secures you those 2 road points. And the wood
Yeah.
port, I don't think the wood port gets contested, and the brick port still is very, very good. But yeah,
I mean, no, Sarp still like even with the 3-4 loss, still probably
Yeah.
has the best game here. But
Well, and
yeah,
funnily enough, it
you
may not be lost.
It might not be lost, yeah. But I'm
There is
saying
a
that
very
even
good
if he does lose it, he still has a very strong game.
Yeah,
We'll see.
well, actually, he did roll 2 wood, a sheep. Yeah, he may be close. I don't think he has it though.
He might be like 1 card off, but I don't think anyone should trade him that spot.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Saab is now holding 4 wood with the wood port. Pretty massive.
Yeah, so Aja at this point is probably gonna need a.
What do you guys think I should block? The
Well,
8 or the
he doesn't have
4?
enough card there. Never mind. But yeah, on the next turn, it's like whoever sells that spot first essentially has a pretty big advantage.
Yeah,
Oh.
so we just called his knight. Yeah, it's actually quite a tough block for Swimmy. I mean, I think maybe it's just a 6 sheep.
Yeah, I would probably just block the 6 sheep as well. Steal from Sarp.
All right, just slammed it on the 8.
Mind. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, I mean, 6 is weird. I think it's a pretty effective block just in terms of keeping sheep low on the board, but
Yeah.
I imagine there's already quite a lot of sheep. The 10 has been rolling. Wow, dude, what
No,
rolls
that
here?
is very true. I think 6 is just like more of a diplomatic block, and like basically to not create more attention on you. But yeah, at this point, you know, if you feel like Stark is the biggest threat, then you might as
Yeah.
well make a more effective block on him instead. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the interesting thing now is you know, if Archer is getting a settle for 7, gets a city up for 8, he really just needs to settle once more for 9 with absolutely slamming production. And by that point, I think the last point comes fairly easily.
Yes.
So it's all about the city.
Let's see if SGG is able to trade himself into the settle finally here.
Mm.
Yeah.
How flexible can
Okay.
he afford to? SGG with the 2 devs, the main worry I have is that Swimi's already bought 2 devs. I feel like Swimi's SGG's win condition may not actually be available.
Yeah. I do wonder though that was it better for SGG to go like 5-4-11 instead of 5-6-12? I feel like just it might be a little better to just have more wheat instead of sheep, right?
I personally would not want Archer to get the 5-6-12.
Yeah, I think that was the main consideration.
And also coordinated 6 is like I think it still remains his win condition to an extent.
Yeah, it's
Which
just such a
is-
it's just like such a it's a setup that really relies on like two numbers rolling.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But then again, you know, once you take him 6-9-3, I don't think it's unreasonable to go harder on the 6.
Yeah, it's not. I thought both setups were like fine.
Yeah, they're fine in that they're both not that great, and that's why it doesn't feel
Right.
good to think about it, because
Right.
they're both pretty
it
average.
doesn't feel good. Yeah, it's like it's very mediocre. Both
Yeah.
both spots are mediocre, and then 9-12 would be like kind of like you're really risking it and going crazy.
Yeah, that has more upside potential, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see. Okay, so SG has settled, 0 card meta. Archer doesn't get hit here. Wow. I guess that was potentially an ore steal. Oh, he did get an ore. Good
Wow,
lord.
he did get one.
Wow. And SGG and Swimmy just looking and
I have
crying.
wood if you
Yeah.
need or anyone needs.
Yeah, at this point, it's
I
a
can take
1v1
wood.
essentially, right?
Do you want sheep?
Yeah, yet again, it may be another blowout, but we'll see. The interesting thing is that Swimmy and SCG both have a kind of a relatively similar proximity to Army, and neither of them really have another way to play the game at this point.
No, yeah, I think yeah, Craner's also right. Yeah, Swimmy is still in it. I would say Swimmy is still in it. I mean, obviously, like definitely in third right now, but I mean, he's still.
I think it's a long shot. I think it's a very long shot. Yeah, so the problem is that, okay, Swimmy can be in it, but that automatically for me basically means that SCG is not in it.
Right, right. By saying Swimmy is in it, then SGG is 100% out. Yeah.
So I think this is not going to end up 10-9-9-9. I cannot see that happening.
Oh no, I will never predict 10-9-9 for this. Like I think maybe 10-8-6-5 would be my guess right now.
I'd go for a 10 between Archer and Bob. Honestly, I'd go for a 10-9-7. 10-9-7-6, I think, because I think
so
SCG
you're
has
adding
couple
1
of
point
EVs.
to everyone.
Yeah, I think so. I think I have faith that Archer can. Yeah, I thought he might plow this brickport. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
That's not bad actually.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's a good move.
I have faith that Archer can get a city eventually. And
Okay.
Swimmy, I think Swimmy getting Army, I can also expect him to get another point. I think he can buy a def and get a point. And then And then SGG, I reckon, has got at least a victory point. So I think he can. I think he can make it to 5 or 6.
He's sitting on 4 right now.
Yeah, I think he'll get a city. I think SGG will get at least 5. So I think 10-9, 10-9, 7-6. I think.
10-9, 7-6. Okay.
That's my prediction. We'll see. I think it definitely has the potential to be reasonably close, but man, I mean, if Saab has a road builder here, he could actually plow 3-4, which would be pretty fun.
Yeah. I was just thinking that.
But it doesn't really help your road game.
But I am not sure if I would have picked settling on the 8 instead.
I thought you could go 3-4 and still plow the 8, right?
Yeah, he had it. Yeah, he could have settled on the 3-4 and plowed the 8, which I would have done, just to not get yourself plowed there, because you never know. Like, you know, why open yourself up to that risk, right? It's not.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah. I think Aja also, realistically, I don't think losing 3-4 is a major risk. This does give you excellent road building, and the 8 is the same production as the 3-4 with the added benefit of the 9 becoming a free card, which is quite nice. You have an overall now. So I don't know necessarily. I also imagine taking the 3-4, but the Brickport is actually really quite good. For what Aja needs to do here.
They're both decent. It's just you just have to work with the small risks that you get backwards plowed on the 8. I mean on the 4-3, which can't happen with the 8.
I don't think it's too impactful if you do get plowed, is my point. As I think by getting onto the 8, you definitely guarantee that you can make enough wooden brick to build those 2 more roads, and you're gonna have an unbeatable road.
Mm-hmm.
What does that connect? Even if you get plowed, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it just costs you 2 roads. No one's beating 8.
Yeah, that's true. I think
What?
Sark probably is not even looking. I'm actually kind of confused why the 5 wood is
Am I just fucked?
blocked.
Oh my god, he just.
David,
Hold
help
on,
me.
I had to
Did
listen.
you give up?
That's it? All right, I'm sorry.
Or
David, can you help me or no? I desperately need a card.
Oh, do you really need help? What's going on?
I just fucked up. I put the robber on the 5 that no one was on.
Okay, I see that. I cannot help you.
Okay, all right,
Sorry.
that's fair. That's fair.
Okay, good luck.
Okay. Well, that was fun. I'm playing great.
what happened?
Yeah, SUG was asking for me to help. He said, Dav, can you help me? I put the robber on the 5. I don't want this. I asked him what the problem was. He told me you put it wrong. And I said, I can't help. So, yeah, I don't know how he did that. It's not a mistake I've seen anyone make ever, I think. But
I thought like, and I don't think Two Sheep is programmed this way, but it looked like he did time out there. So I was like, if he time out, does it just
it was
go?
not the
But
bot.
it would just be like the bot would just pick a place, right? It wouldn't
Yeah,
go to
this
the-
was he did click this. This is
He did have to
this was
click
it.
it, yeah. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but
No, I think he just misclicked because so I thought it might have been one of those weird situations where you owe everyone a non-block and he just blocked the desert.
no, I doubt it.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
That's kind
He-
of crazy.
He made a mistake. He admitted.
Yeah.
All right. Well, SGG looking for a city here. Wow, that 4 is absolutely catastrophic.
That
Wow.
4 is crazy. It's going like
Sup.
bonkers right now. Yeah.
Yeah, Sap's on 12 cards. Sap
Yeah.
has a city in hand, actually.
Yeah, Sarp has a city in hand. He just doesn't have a good place to put them. But you know, if you're
Brain,
that close, you know, why
saying
not? City,
Sap
honestly.
blocking 10 sheep is a bit wild. I mean, I guess it's either the 10 or the 6. And I think is he not robbing Aja as well? Yeah,
Did
he
he
is
rob?
robbing Aja.
He is robbing Aja.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
There's the only other sheep roll basically in the game is this 10.
Oh, that is gonna be a big
Yeah.
turn for.
Oh jeez.
Oh, I told you, Aja
Oh,
was
man.
gonna get plowed. Let's go.
Yeah, he does get
Wow.
plowed. He chose this.
Wow.
I mean,
I
he
think it
knew
does,
this could
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, he chose his life, and he might get punished
Oh
for
wow.
it. 'cause
Oh my god,
if
that could be the
Sark-
win.
I figured he saw
if
it.
Sark
I don't know
closes
why you
out on
didn't
this
settle the
turn,
4-3.
you know, that's
Oh,
what
wow.
it
This
is.
is gonna take you so long.
Wait,
Oh wow, he actually was super close to. He didn't actually have it there. He just double popped. Sorry.
he just double popped. Okay.
Yeah, he knows that Archer's not going to get the city. This
Yeah.
is a 10 block.
Right. Yeah. Winters. Yeah. Yeah. He has no settle left. So it's
Yeah, Arja doesn't care about this. He chose for this.
yes. So
Yeah, this is safe for Sarp, and it's the 3-4 is actually, in my opinion, I mean, it's much less valuable without offering the road connection and the brick port. It's funny that he's actually coming back to get it now, right? Where it's more expensive.
well,
And and less valuable.
it actually puts Aja in a bad position though, right? Because in a way, this means that he has to work on making the connect between his between the 10-5 and 5-4
I
to
think it's
not
fine.
lose road all of a sudden.
I mean, I think what would put Adra in a bad position is if Sarp had actually taken the 3-4 in the first place and guaranteed the best ever road setup. I think it's still great for. I mean, obviously Sarp's already winning. I just don't think that 3-4 getting taken necessarily hurts Aja too much. He will just build a road.
But in a way, Dev, it kind of forces Aja to use his resources to
That's true.
connect
That's true.
instead of saving for a city. Although he's not even doing that, he decided to buy a dev for some reason. So I guess everyone's just giving up here. Nice.
Yeah, I mean the dev isn't the worst thing ever, and it appears he maybe stole an ore. He was holding an ore.
I don't think I think the dev would have been the last option for me here as Aja. I think you either connect to secure road or like save up for a city, right? Why dev? Like unless you're getting a mono is
Going for the VP, I guess.
Yeah.
Going for the lucky dev.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the mono's not even that great on this board because there's no
It's
brick
not,
to take.
but I'm saying like that would be like a Yop and a mono at least help you with a city. A road builder helps you go road. I guess
Yeah.
like if you get a VP or a knight, that kind of blows.
I think VP is epic for Aja because it makes it so you can just yeah because then you can just city and road or settle to win.
But that's only assuming that you don't lose road.
Right, yeah, but then you build a couple extra roads, right? I mean, you build the connect, and then you still just need an extra point. I think VP saves you having to build a second city, so it's not that bad.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I mean Knight is definitely not great. Yop is amazing. Yeah, I think the mono is just average, to be honest, because you're right after Sarp, who's the biggest producer, and he has the most ports. So you don't get a good mono on him, and there's no good overalls really.
Right, you're
and there's
really
no good port.
not getting good mono. Sorry, that's true.
Yeah. Or for a break. This might be a road builder for SGG. Hold on.
Just confirming.
So. I want to see SGG make
I
some
don't think
moves here to
anybody
get
has
back into the
guards.
game.
You have all the guards.
Road to the. Is this to the 8 or is this 12, 11, and 6? Actually,
Yeah,
quite
there you go.
interesting.
Where is he going?
Going to the 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah. That's funky.
Would you have made the same choice there, Nev, or?
Honestly, I think I would have gone for the 6.
Yeah.
I think I would have opened 2 settle spots just because it's so efficient with the setup.
I actually was thinking the same. I was thinking drop a road to the 6 and one to the 11-12, settle on the 6, and then eventually it's on 11-12. It's like you're not going for road here, so what's the point of trying to build a road network? And
yeah, I mean it's not maybe not even the road network. Having more wheat is okay. I think it's not bad, especially when the 5 gets blocked sometimes, but again,
the 5 is not going to
6s.
stay blocked. Yeah.
It won't, and I think investing in the 6 is still your best out at this point. Is making that even bigger and making cheaper points available. I don't expect the SGG will settle easily again this game.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
he is up to 5 already. I think he'll crack that 6 at least.
Okay.
And 9-7-6, I said, huh? Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. Saab has also played. He's got a knight there. Look, I mean, Saab could actually pace for army this turn. If Swimi does not have / play a knight. Yeah, this has to be. Oh, never mind. Swimi gets a dev out of it, and he's gonna need that to be a knight.
Yeah, so Swimmy at this point is just gonna, try his best to secure army
wow.
here.
Huge 9. Yeah, Aja will secure his road, undoubtedly. He has more than 3 roads in hand here.
Mm-hmm.
He did not get
Yeah,
a
so
VP,
that's
incidentally.
that's a good thing for the table. That it makes the scoreline
Yeah.
more similar to what you predicted. So
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like I said, I have faith. I think Arja really just needs to get the city, and then from that point, points can flow. And you guys, interesting also as well for SARP. I mean, obviously SARP has the ability to build cities, and I suppose with two VPs, the game's easy enough. But and actually, that's another reason I think blocking the 12-11 as SGG could be relevant is because work has been put in here by Arja to prevent SARP from settling on the 3-4 and the 8. And now SARP still has 2 open settle spots on the 11-12 and the 5-8, and they're the only 2 apart from the desert. So maybe that matters. Maybe SARP gets limited on point access. I don't know.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, I would agree with you that I was not a huge fan of the 8 we settle here, but we'll see how it pans out for SGG. See if we can
Oh.
get another point down on the board.
Oh my god. So
Right.
that might be the win for SARP. That could potentially be the win.
No,
Jesus.
he just bought another dev. Probably tried to.
That's what I mean. I mean, this dev might be the win for him
Yeah,
because he might win next time with Ami.
you're right.
Yeah. Because Swimmy has one fresh. We don't actually know what it is.
Yeah, we don't know what Swimmy's dev is. So
Oof.
Odds.
Oh, no, I'm
Listening
not
in here, this
talking
sounds
yet.
critical.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
I
I
don't
mean,
want
like,
to
if
port.
we can give you road, I would do that, but I think it's more realistic for him to connect right now.
Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, I can port my bricks to city, or I can build 2 roads. That's the question. Like, if you give me ore, I can build the roads in city.
I mean, if you don't
Like-
build the roads, we're just gonna lose.
Yeah, I mean, this is the. I have a brick port. So.
And then what? I have to give the bricks back to you?
No. This is what I'm showing you. I would need like 2. I can give like 2 sheep for ore, and city and build 2 roads instead, and not spend my bricks to build 2 roads. So. Now I can do that. The question is, where do I sit it?
I mean, looking back, I do think 6-2 is the move. This is a tough game for. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, looking back, I should have settled the 4-3.
Well, that too.
Guess it's this, but
Where do I block?
it's always the 4, no?
He has all the wheat though, and he doesn't have a
Alright,
3 for
so
1.
Aja got himself
Then
the road
6.
connect and the city. That's
8.
pretty impressive,
6 is always.
actually.
Yeah, they're discussing the block here. Arja had a city clean in hand. I'm pretty surprised that he'd have that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a pretty good turn for Aja.
Yeah, very, very good turn. He secured his win
And then
condition and he built a
Swimmy
city.
did have a knight, so that saves the game.
Wow. And now with the brick port, this 9's looking even better than it did before. Arja is really in a good spot here.
Yeah.
And Saab,
yeah.
oh man, Swimmy needs to maintain Army here. Saab could win with Army overtake at any point, I think.
Right. So now I actually think might be Aja in the favorite, right? That move probably flipped things a little bit between.
Depends. If Swimmy, if Saab has a VP and a knight, and Swimmy cannot pull a knight this turn, even if he buys a dev and it's not a knight, same thing. Is that I think Saab could then ace on Swimmy and then just win. So in that case, I think Aja needs longer than Saab would need in that situation. So I think the window is open earlier for Saab now.
Yes.
He has the more urgent win potential, and then it depends. I mean, it's like if he and Swimmy really pull back to back knights each, and they're all spending just their cards doing that, then sure, Aja will win. Ooh.
Yeah, I also overheard SGG talking about 6-2 there. I assume he
Mhm.
meant like instead of pointing up, he wished he pointed towards the 6-2.
No, he means for Aja. We've gone 6-2 instead of
For
6-11-3.
Aja to go on the 6-2 instead of 6-11-3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was a little lost there. Okay, that also makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was falling for Aja's table talk that his setup is hard to play. Where actually he's now on 8.
I think Aja's setup was perfectly fine.
It was good. And we'll see actually, I mean, Swimy's now playing his second game. The other guys are on their first one. Oh, wow. Hold on, that might be game.
Yeah, that's a really strong hand for Sarp right now. Yeah.
But has he got 2 wood, 4 wheat?
I'm not sure if he has it, just because I don't know his devs.
No, right?
Oh, wow, he actually has like 8 wheat in hand. He can't really spend these cards, I think.
So
This might just be a dev.
GG.
Or a mono.
Yes. Oh yeah. His Jarvis has weed. He doesn't have a weed port. Okay.
Might be a mono. Mono.
But yeah, regardless, yeah, what Crane is saying in the chat, he's actionable every turn. Even if he doesn't have easily portable cards, he's still definitely
Yep.
actionable. Yeah.
As some of my viewers used to say, more flexible than a yoga instructor. He has
Yeah.
multiple
Exactly.
2-for-1
He's more
ports.
flexible than a yoga instructor. Yeah.
Yes. And he could have been even more flexible had he taken the 3-4 originally. This is actually, believe it or not, this is a limited, somewhat limited version of what Sarp setup could have been. If you also had the brick port and tripled the 8, right?
His setup was just so amazing. Like, yeah, would love to play that setup. Crane thinks this is a good phrase. All right.
It is a good phrase. Oh, wow. Oh my god.
Oh, SGG getting punished for not dropping the road to
Well, I mean more like if Sarp builds 2 roads, he might win.
yeah.
That's what I'm
You
seeing.
also
Oh my
have
god.
that.
GG, guys.
That's game. He just called GG. Wow.
Yeah, he called GG.
Well, I think you might have been exactly right.
Well, that's why we were saying SGG should have probably dropped the road down to 11-12 to make this more difficult. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right,
Yeah,
we got
SGG,
another
the road builder mattered a
pretty-
lot.
pretty quick game here, I would say, right? Pretty quick game.
Yeah, no, it's funny how much that road builder actually did impact the game in the end. Sarp would not have had the win here.
Yeah.
He would have been close, but he wouldn't have had it now. Crazy.
Right.
What is Swimmy holding?
Which like delaying the game here would have been huge for everyone else.
Swimmy
I-
has a mono.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I guess we both predicted a wrong scoreline. It ended up being much lower actually than what both of us said, right? Because no one even reached 9 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah. So Swimmy
Yeah.
actually had the mono. He
Swimmy had the mono.
yeah.
I just don't think he had a good opportunity to use it probably then, right? I wonder why.
Yeah, so the turn he did have it, one turn he had it, there wasn't much on the table. The second turn he had to take army for pacing.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, he had to take army there.
and then the game actually just ended, yeah. Yeah, he really only had one turn he
That
could have played.
sucks. That sucks. It's the worst feeling when you have a mono in your hand and you end on like 6 points without being
Yeah.
able to use it.
What a win here! What a win here for Sarp.
Well, we called it from the start when he got that setup, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I think 6-4-11 being available was it's so unbelievably powerful for the 10-8-3 setup to get this that I think you need to prevent that.
Yeah. All right, our TSL champion taking it down on the first game. Well done.
Yes. Let's I'll jump into the booth and congratulate the winner.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yo, Sarp.
Hey, dude.
Congratulations on the round 1 win.
Thanks, man. It's been some time. I played in the Settlers.
Yeah, after your big win, got another win.
I always get lucky in Settlers.
I don't know. Nothing. This setup doesn't look lucky to me. This was an incredible setup, and Winters is greeting you, by the way.
Good. And I think the Force rolled quite a lot.
Force did roll a lot. Force the second best roll in the game.
Pretty good, you're right.
Yeah, the setup was amazing. 10-3-8 was a really nice find. I think. Before I ask you about that, just to let you know, Winters is saying hello. He's appeared.
Hey, Winters.
So 10-8-3 was a really interesting pick. Donnie and I were both pretty curious to see what you had in mind when you picked it in second. Obviously, we were looking at maybe something like the 9-5-10, 6-4-11. What was your thought process with 10-3-8? What were you hoping for?
Oh, I was pretty sure I was gonna get a wheat sheep spot on the way back. That was for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think they get them all. They are gonna get some ores themselves. So the other option for me was the 8-5-10. The thing I didn't like about 8-5-10 was that somebody was gonna take the 10-3-11 and maybe build a road to the 8-3, and that would cut off my road connection. So I liked the 8-10-3 a bit better because it had a higher chance to connect at some point, and the 4-3 looked like a good spot for settlement as well. I was expecting 6-4-11. I think that was the highest chance that I get. But if I ever get another spot that doesn't include a brick, then this is a lot better for me. That I get 3 brick at least. So that was my thought process.
Yeah, because there is a chance. I think Swimmy definitely could have taken the decision to take 6-4-11 instead of 8-4-10 and kind of play a little bit against you.
And it's great again.
Sorry?
8-4-10 is great with this setup as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. When did you have this? When did you get this mono?
The turn I got 2 devs, I got I think a knight and a mono or something like that.
Okay. I see you also.
No.
You had a
the
VP
mono
already.
was my last dev. The first time I got a VP and a knight, then I got another knight, then I got the mono.
Yeah. Okay. I see. You went to 7.
It was the final one.
Yeah. Oh wow! Really nice Monopoly here.
Yeah. It was really good. Like I was okay with the knight as well. That I thought I could fight for army, but the Monopoly was definitely a winner. I pretty much knew that many roles would win me the game next turn.
Yeah. And you took your time on that last turn there. Was there anything else that you were thinking about, or were you not sure if you could take road?
It's funny actually. I forgot I had a wood port for a point for a moment, and I was trying to remember how many wheats are there total in a Catan board. Because I needed 16 if I did a wheat mono, and the bank had 4. I was trying to remember if it was 19 or something else.
Yes,
So
on
it was
Docus.
19 in total, so the wheat wasn't enough. Then I was thinking, okay, what else I'm gonna do? Then I remembered I had a wood port, and it was over.
Awesome. Yes, there are indeed 19.
Yeah. So I was so focused on a wheat mono because there was a lot of wheat on the table. I just forgot I had ports.
There you go. Yeah, no, it was pretty fun to watch. It looked like it was going to be between you and Arja. Yeah, Arja, you also had a really interesting game here. How do you feel about it?
I think I should have settled the 4-3 instead of the 8 vote.
Okay.
And I think that might have been the biggest mistake I made. And also, when I settled the 8 vote, I was hoping that I can just build one road towards the sheep port and it will be secured. But unfortunately, like 2 orbits were dried for me, and like then 11 rolled for Sarp, so he got it in time.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't do anything, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, okay.
I pulled 1 death card, I missed anything good. So, yeah.
Yep, okay. Donnie, Donnie joined me for this game in the booth. Donnie, got any comments about this game? Any questions?
Yeah, I think I actually do have a question for SGG. In terms of the road builder.
Oh, that's not gonna be good then. He's not here.
Oh, he's not here. Okay, my bad, my bad. I thought he was still here.
Oh, he just joined.
Hey, sorry
Oh,
guys,
he's
I like
here
took
now.
a phone call and I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, you're all good.
Good to have you.
Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here. We're here. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
awesome.
Yeah,
Alright.
we can hear you.
Okay, cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, I was
I
just
hope-
gonna
How's it going?
Hi, SGG.
doing well, doing
Hey.
well. Yeah.
Congrats, Sarp.
Thanks.
Yeah, Donnie was just about to ask you a question, and he realized you weren't here, so maybe you can ask.
Yeah,
him.
and then you joined back right after, so
Yes,
good timing.
ready.
Yeah. No, I was gonna ask, when you had the road builder, did you consider like putting a road down to 11, 12, and then went to the 6 ore instead?
Donnie hit me.
Oh, Donnie, you're muted in the Discord. I can hear him on my side.
If he wants to know why I'm so bad, then I don't have an answer. But
That's fine.
I mean,
Donnie, he's here now.
I have somewhat of an answer.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, so I was just asking, when you had the road builder, did you consider dropping like one road to the 6 ore and then one to 11, 12 instead of going for the 8 wheat there? Or
What I considered honestly was building on the 8 first, instead of the 3. I guess I could have dropped one on the 6. I didn't consider it, but I should have.
yeah,
To be honest, I feel like so embarrassed by how this online start has been going. But I think I should have. Like you got to take cards when you roll a 7. B, yeah, I didn't consider it, but I should have. I think what I did was the worst thing. I actually think I should have built on the 8 first, like that ore port that I eventually got to, because I had the road builder at that point.
oh, you had the road builder earlier. Okay.
Yeah, I think I should have done that first. But I didn't really consider the 6, even though that would have made sense too.
Yeah, because I think what Dev and I were saying was like doubling up on the 6 makes the 6 a more impactful role for you, and then I guess you wouldn't really be able to predict this like that far out. But yeah, I guess if you had a road down 11, 12, then it would actually make it more difficult for Snarp to kind of win with road, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
you
I think, I mean, I did like having the 3 for 1. I didn't have any brick, but yeah, I agree. I think it's still probably the worst settle. I think it's either double up on the 6 or, the 8 first.
Yeah,
But yeah.
very unfortunate accidental click on the 5 wood there.
I mean, look, it wouldn't have mattered. I was getting wrecked. But yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, tough one,
Yeah.
but so far somehow none of these 4 games have been close.
Yeah, we were just kind of like joking around about how like been pretty landslide games.
I promise you guys, I am going to win 2 of these games.
Let's go.
That's like,
trust you.
yeah. I don't know like what.
You'll make it happen.
This is not me that we're seeing here. So no fear. But anyway, that really sucked. But congrats to Sarp. What do you guys think? Maybe we talked about it. Yeah, never mind. I think I know the answer. Yeah, congrats to Sarp, and hopefully these games will be closer in the future. At least mine.
Everyone's getting warmed up. I'm excited for it. I have faith.
Yeah.
This
That'd be
is
great.
round 1. Still 3 more rounds to go, right? So there's a lot that can happen.
All right, cool. Well, yeah. Thanks, guys, and sorry for disappointing everyone. including myself. Probably no.
Can you not do that?
Myself, but all right. I'll see you later.
Oh, don't get so sad, Steven. You're doing great.
I mean, I do. I don't like losing like this. So
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, but whatever.
All right, you'll bounce back.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right.
See you later.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Good game, everyone.
Good game, everyone.
Congrats against Sarp, and
Thanks.
looking
Good
forward to
luck,
seeing you
everyone.
guys in the next rounds.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Donnie. Hold on. You are muted somewhere now.
All
Yes.
right.
All right,
We're
Donnie.
also just getting warmed up, just like the players, with all
So-
this audio stuff. Do you hear me now?
Yes, yes. I'm gonna have to find out why I can somehow hear you even when I've muted you. It's quite strange.
Yeah, we're operating at a 10666 right now as well. So
Yeah,
in terms of stream,
yeah.
well, yeah, everyone's getting warmed up. We'll get
Well,
better
going
now.
in. Well, we've concluded round one. It'll be very interesting to see how the next games go. Now people have got a little bit more skin in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it was great to have you today, Donnie, for an entertaining game. I'm happy to have you with me for it. I hope
Yeah,
you
I'm
had
happy
fun.
to be here, man. I really do love like co-commentating and just like watching these games together with people. So it's
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Well, I'll have to get you. I'll have to collab with you again, Donnie. But
Yeah.
before then, I will be commentating your Premier League final this Saturday.
Yes, that is
So-
happening this Saturday.
Stay tuned, people. It's gonna be very, very back-to-back PCL and then Premier League finals, and good old Donnie will be playing in the finals against Rayman Swood and Falcao. So
Wow. It's
absolutely
probably
beast game.
the most stacked table in a while. Like
Pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very crazy.
very crazy.
Excited.
Uh,
So
Yeah,
stay
that's
tuned
me
for
very
that.
excited. Yep. Thanks, Winters.
Awesome. Okay, sorry. Someone was saying go over placements. You really
Oh.
wanted. Yes. Yeah, sure. So, well, look, in hindsight, I'm less convinced by the 693 than I was on seeing it. I think. Well, okay. 1038 is apparently the best pick on the game here. I mean,
No, I think even despite what happened, Dav, I would still stand by the 693.
I think the road right is. I think defending the 6 is more important than anything else with this position, though.
Yeah, I might have wrote it right potentially, which
Yeah.
was what I thought SGG was trying to say when he said something about the 6-2.
Yeah, defending that 6 always seems critical. That's
Yeah.
really how he lost his major advantage.
Right.
as
I think
first.
being independent on the 6 is pretty
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. Yeah, because look, I mean, the guy who has 9-10-2 and 8-10-4 gets onto the 6-2 with 3-4-1 port is always going to have a much better always sheep setup than you could ever hope to. They just have more of everything. So, I mean, there's no shot.
Yeah. You just have to defend the ore. I think when the board is like a 6-10-2 ore,
Mm.
I feel like as first, like if the 6 is not an awful spot, you should probably just take it.
Look, the 6 is a
Like-
mecha
Yeah,
on this board, and I think it could have been picked in multiple different like RG could have also taken 5-2 to 6-2, 6-2 to 5-2. That was always a decent playable option. So
Yeah, I think that's one of the dangerous things about pointing your road towards the 6-2 is that someone just takes it straight up. But I think I think if you're doing that, you kind of just have to risk it. Like I just don't see as much utility pointing up there, and maybe you could work out a deal for Aja because I do think like 6-3-11 plays better than the 6-2 for Aja regardless. So, but of
Yeah, I
course, like
agree
if
with
you go that way, he'll threaten it probably. Like why not try to extort you for something? But,
yeah, I think it's fine. I don't mind. I would rather take that risk and find some situation where the 6 is not shared, because if you point up, you definitely will end up sharing the 6, which is the lose situation in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, when your best out ends up being doubling the 3 on the 3-for-1 port, you're not getting enough out of placing in first, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think 693 is not bad, but pointing right seems good. And if someone does take 6-2, that there's more for you to pick up on the way back. So that I think that works out.
exactly. Yeah, the board becomes more open as well, so it's not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're saying, where do you think 6-4-11 should go? I think 6-4-11 should have been taken preemptively before SLAP. I think Swimmy could have taken 6-4-11.
When do you think 6-4-11 should go? I would
Yeah.
probably say fourth. But
Yeah, I think it goes to Swimmy.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I think
just
that's pretty reasonable.
just starting with the brick sheep wheat, you have 9-10-2 to roll into action. You have the still rolled up to 6-2, which is amazing. You have the 5-2 around the corner for woodport access. You have great city quality. And yeah, I think it also works very well defensively against SARP. I mean, SARP can take 6-5-11 or 8-4-10. And 8-4-10 is quite good, but 8-4-10 in my opinion is nowhere near as good as 6-4-11. I just don't think it
No,
is nearly
I
as
would
good.
agree. It's just you get more useful ports down by the 6-4-11, and the brick is always nice. 11 brick, as Kelly C would love. It's always
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. So I do actually see the magic now that as I look more and more into the board of the 8-3-10. It's
Yeah,
really
it's
nice.
very, very good.
So many like wheat sheep spots that pair well with it. Like you always get something good on the way back. And I know like Sarp is the type of player that does like having like all the resources and flexibility, and it just leads to that like naturally. Almost can't go wrong.
Yeah. So Winter's saying he thinks 8-4-10 is better for Swimmy. I think it probably I think I would probably agree in a vacuum, but I think SARP getting 6-4-11 is just absolutely insane. So now I'm placing out on screen what I/we think should happen. Currently I'm up to
Yeah.
4th.
No, yeah, I think fourth you try to pair something with the 6-4-11, and I'm trying to think what was best here. Is this still the 9-10-2 even with the road pointed that way? Probably.
Yeah, so I think the only thing about this is that if you do leave open the 10-2-5, I think Arja could take that. If you left it open. So I think 9-10, I think 9-4-2 is fine, and you
it's
can
still
actually point left.
9-10-2. Yeah.
You will get 9-4-11 here. It was open.
Yeah.
And then let's say you take 6. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake.
Oh, the color is wrong. Yeah. So
Yeah. So I think
then-
9-10-2, 6-4-11 is very strong defensively, and it's still good enough offensively. But
And then Aja, you think he would go 8-4-10 here? I'm not sure about that.
no,
But
I
it
don't
would
I don't
be
think
the
you would.
defensive play against Sarp. I think it's a tough setup to play out.
Knowing Arja, I think he will do the same thing. I mean, I think.
Yeah, I think it's still the 6-3-11.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if 4-5-11 down ever even makes sense at that point. Yeah, I'm just looking for how to not allow 10-8-3 to get 6-4-11 because I think that setup is unnecessarily good. Basically. Okay, so let's say Arja takes 6-3-11 left. I still think it's a solid idea. And SARP 8-10-4, I think that is more balanced already. And then SGG with 5-6-12 is still decent here. I mean, I still think this is not bad. Once you get 6-2. And again, 6-2 is the 3-1 expansion that you actually do want. Rather than doubling the 3, right? You get another
Right,
All Hex and you double the 6.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine for SGG to go 6-5-12. I think he just needed to get on the 6 ore quicker and really just dominate the ore.
Right. So like looking at this situation, I guess the only thing that you could argue should be changed is that 9-10-2 pointing left, you probably lose that race to Arja, maybe just point right. But yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, these were just a couple of minor adjustments. I think this board is already much more balanced. I think SEG gets a notably better game by getting the 6-2. I don't think anyone actually takes a 6-2. I think Swimmy still gets a very playable game with good ports.
Here you have a
Arja has the
very
same game.
interesting you have a very interesting race too between white and pink, right?
Yeah, so I'm saying that I don't know necessarily. I mean, I guess you could anticipate that and just point to 2-5, which is fine as well.
Yeah, I think I might just point to the 2-5, and then if anything, you could do the 2 roads down to the 8-5 and really leverage the woodport dev, because I think the table might be more incentivized to just help white get the middle spot over you.
I definitely agree with that. I think the 8-5 is always a dream out for someone with access to the woodport. It's very nice.
Yeah.
This looks like a good board to me. I think this is everyone gets a game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a couple of small changes. I think that's why I think it does kind of lie with Swimmy in 4th is that you don't sacrifice much to do this in the end, and it is also changed by the fact that SGG doesn't concede the 6, which is pretty significant.
Well, I think the other thing we have to realize is that on such a low brick board, having 2 players forgo brick at all is pretty bad, and that's why the game kind of ended up
Yeah.
being like it's Sarp versus Aja, right? Because they were the only ones that could even move around. Like the other two players were just basically just popping for the most part, and
Yeah.
you can't get too far with just that. Like every settle is like pain for them. So
Yeah, I mean, I think the significance here is that SGG does not concede the 6, which also makes 9-10 to 8-10-4 much less viable in my opinion. I think you do sacrifice.
so here, like SGG is the only one without break, but he's like the undisputed like Orichi player here.
Yeah, controlling that 6 I think is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And Sarp is much more limited on the port side. I think the 3-1 is decent, but again, you're doubling the 10 there, which is not. You can't make more value out of that wood like you would have been able to with the wood port or with the sheep
I mean,
port.
I would still say with this configuration, as Sarp is my favorite in terms
so.
of setup. I would still say that, but it's not as crazy as what he actually had, because at least now he doesn't have a straightforward road game. He doesn't have a straightforward army game because you still have to compete against SGG, which people would favor him for army. So
Yeah.
you got to build to 10, but it is still really flexible, still really good numbers. You're on double 8s, double 10s.
Yeah, 8-10-3 is visionary. I just don't think that you should get 6-4-11 because it is an everything threat. It's road, it's army, it's cities.
Yeah,
it's
it's like a triple threat. He could do anything.
Yeah, especially with the second brick hex, that's very, very significant. I think is that Sarp can always build roads and like get to the settle.
Yeah,
strong.
Like he could pick any track. He could have gone for army, road, or just built to 10. Probably still have like at least a 50% chance of winning this one with that setup. So
yeah. And then Brew said 9-10-2 in third, which is also interesting. Let's do 9-10-2 in third.
Oh, we could try to place that out and see how it looks. Yeah. 9-10-2 weird.
9-10-2 in third, and then it is weird
you would
for fourth.
Right. Fourth?
Huh? Yeah, it's not quite as easy.
Yeah, it makes fourth a little bit more of a struggle, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's still an argument to just take what Aja took still, and it's still good. I think you could consider the 8-10-4. With the 6-11-3 maybe just go for production. You probably do get 5-6-12.
So then if fourth decides to do the same thing as what Aja did, which I think might just happen, then you're basically just swapping third and fourth, right? Because then third comes back and starts off with 6-4-11, which I actually think Bury, is that how you pronounce his name? I don't know, but yeah, I think that might be a little bit better for third because you start off with more diversified resources. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of starting off with 2 ores and a wood.
Yeah, I'm not.
Like you can't even argue yourself out of getting robbed. Like,
you can't. It's too money.
Yeah.
And I think, and then you do get 6-4-11 on the way back, which in my opinion is still an excellent setup. I said it from the start that those 2-for-1 ports are extremely powerful. I think it just gives you too much to work with, and it's so flexible.
Again, when Star picks the 3-8-10 and that leaves the 8-5 like unsettled for someone to double roll sell to, like whoever controls a wood port, if they're able to get that, it really, really helps with the end game. So not that anyone actually went there this time, but it wasn't needed.
Yeah, I just think that this board, especially because 10-8-3 actually ends up being so much space because 5-6-11 also does not get picked. There's just so much space on this board that I guess you could go 6-2 with the 8-4-10 Winter's suggesting, but I mean I think that's fine. That's playable for yourself, but I worry about whoever might get 2-3 hexes.
The first thing I noticed on this board was a brick because there's so much space to expand but so little brick, right? So you really do want to control some brick, whether it's the 9-3-11. Think.
Yeah. No, I don't think. Yeah, I think for third and fourth, it really ends up about the same. There's not much like unique value. You just had to decide what kind of setup you want to play. Pretty much.
It just comes down to like starting resources. Like by doing this, you start off a little bit stronger. But
yeah, and the dynamic of the board is changed. I think very significantly by SGG just pointing the road this way.
Yes.
The fact that an 8-10-4 player can hope for the 6-2 and get it with already improved production is really quite powerful.
Yeah. I think as soon as Swimmy took his spots and pointed the road up, SGG was already in a bad place because
yeah.
you're now no longer the favorite or weak sheep player, and again you still don't have Brick, so like, you know,
Yeah.
it's just always gonna be a bit of a tough game. for
Yeah, you need an advantage, I think, when as first, and he I think he chose the right spot, but he didn't preserve the advantage. I think that's what it
Mhm.
came down to.
Yeah,
But actually,
that's
the six aura is the reason that you pick this, and it is the best thing about your setup. Yeah, it's like you can take any single spot in the entire board. You have complete control over that outcome. And yeah, the thought process I think was almost perfect. It's just the one road.
yeah, it's really crazy what one road can change. Yeah, that's very
Yes.
true. Andrews. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely impacted the game, I think, pretty heavily. So yeah, and I think, you know, the knock-on effect is this would also give the 9-10-2 player less confidence to play 8-10-4. I think it makes the
Right.
6-4-11 even more attractive as an option, because you have to point a road somewhere else. There is more wood. It's all of those small little things I think add up and make it quite a convincing counter argument to the 8-10-4.
Yeah, because
When also
yeah,
you don't
I
want to
think
start to get the best thing anyway, right? So
by leaving the 6-2 open, it does incentivize Forth to try for Orange Sheep, which then
yeah.
leaves the 6-4-11 open. Yeah.
Yeah, and that
And
setup is good. Like, I'm not surprised that he picked
yeah,
that, but it just
I'm not
doesn't help SUG at all, and it makes Sarp an absolute monster.
Yeah. And then I think the other thing we were talking about when it was Aja's turn to place was that would he go 6-4-11 and would that be playable? Like 9-10-5, 6-4-11 setup.
I
I
wonder.
don't know. I do wonder that. That's a very hard question to answer. I think I actually do think if you work with SGG enough, like you just become best friends with SGG on this game, is workable because he has excess wood, and like if you could somehow encourage him to
You
double
swap
up on
lines.
orders, yeah, then yeah, I think you guys could really work together well, and that might have been the angle I would take if I was in Aja's position because yeah, I think leaving 6-4-11 open to Sarp is a death trap, and you're the last defense, right? Like everyone already made their placements. It's either you defend it
Yeah.
or you open up to Sarp. I might just take it and basically
Yeah.
speak to SCP and be like, hey, let's be best friends this game and trade a lot, you know.
Yeah, personally, I feel that it's a setup that you can't afford to allow.
Yeah.
Winter said, "I'll go to bed. See you guys. See you, Winters. The Premier League final is going to be Saturday at 8
4
p.m. UTC?
p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m.
He's in
UTC.
Germany with me, I think. So
Yeah, then it'll be 8 p.m. Yeah.
8
Wait,
p.m.
in
UTC.
Germany? No, it'll be 9, right? You
Well,
guys
no,
are
it'll be
plus-
10 o'clock in German time. It'll be
Oh, okay. Plus 2.
Samstag 20 22 Uhr. Kurz gesagt. Yeah. Oh, nice. You're going to Paris. Cool. Enjoy that.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Great.
So no time for that. It's all right. We'll have the replay. You know.
Yes, and there will be more games this coming weekend as well. More TSS business. So for the next 4 weekends in a row, I think there'll be games. Well, and then
Yeah.
after that, so.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Donnie.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Dev.
Yep. It's been a fun time. I am going to be signing off, and we will see you all next weekend for all of the Catan action, TSS Premier League final. Be there or be square. I'll see you then, Donnie.
All right. See you, Dev. Bye.